Boom. Let's start now.
Okay, so this video is going to focus around one instance of essay. I wanted to put all the essay allegations into one video, part 3, final video until Jimmy responds at least.
Very interesting, very exciting. Why just one? I mean, guy had like a month to make more. Well, maybe you can't spoil the good thing, but you know, let's see. I don't know how creepy this shit gets, but you know, MR.Beast still hasn't responded. MR.Beast hasn't responded, and it's interesting. Is he ever going to respond or not? Because he's doing pretty good. He has went from like 305 subs to 312 million subs. So this guy is doing pretty good. So basically, if you would just, you know, ignore this shit long enough, you know, I can see him getting away with this, because Dogpack hasn't released this video like for like 2 weeks now, 3 weeks now, very long time. And you know, each day there's less drama, you know. And this guy just releases new videos, does damage control by using the bot software to, you know, kill any comment regarding any negative comment is basically what I want to say. Very interesting. One situation. Let's hear it.
I sort of overestimated how easy that would be, as far as like getting everything approved with victims and lawyers, and like also, you know, traditional media is involved. They've been DMing me, you know, New York Times, Time Magazine, also like documentary people. I don't know. You're like, hey, I've worked with Netflix and Hulu and Apple TV and Peacock. Are you interested? And I'm like,
I mean, that would be sick. The only downside of that, like having the shit on Netflix documentary from a Jimmy boy going from puppy to MR.Beast, the tragedy, the downfall. I mean, it makes sense because this guy has gone viral essentially, and it 100% makes sense that he is getting bombarded with like people and journalists just like DMing him and doing all this kind of annoying stuff to just you know, get more attention, get more publicity, because, you know, in the States at least and everywhere in the world, MR.Beast is a huge thing. Well, obviously in this, like, let's say for example in Estonia, you don't hear about MR.Beast, like never. I don't think there's an article made about him ever. No one cares about MR.Beast here, at least like the normal media doesn't. But like in the States, that's you know, it makes sense. This guy's getting so many offers, like spill the beans, you know. But yeah, I didn't think about him, about lawsuit, well, not lawsuit, but the cease and desist and MR.Beast hiring a lawyer and shit like that. There was a I think a tweet, I don't know, some news article, something like that. Basically, I heard that MR.Beast has like some top of the top lawyers already hired to deal with this shit. But I know this guy has to just use the public information, so that makes sense.
I do have sort of that bigger project, the original part 3, and I have a lot of other interviews and other allegations that I'm working on putting together, so I have something for when MR.Beast responds. If his response is bad, then I can sort of point out, hey, he lied here and he deflected and straw man argument or whatever, as well as like dropping new allegations and doing it in an opportune way so that they get the most eyeballs.
So basically what he's saying is, like, it's not a threat thing, but it is in a way. Not even in a way, but it really is. Like, this guy has so much ammunition in his arsenal that it's just sickening. It's bad. Whatever he's gonna say, whatever MR.Beast is gonna say, it's gonna be demolished. And now everyone is probably just like watching, like very, very keenly, you know, just lasering whatever he does. Everything's gonna be called out, so it's gonna be a wild ride if it's gonna continue.
I just wanted to say this is just around sort of one allegation. Also, everything in this video is allegedly. This video is not monetized. It's for educational purposes only. This is matters of public interest. I'll put a full disclaimer on the screen.
Let's see what this video has to offer. Very interesting. I hope it's gonna be more like the first video, not the second one, because the second one, interview with Jake was, Jake, yeah, was like not that good, but the first video was so juicy. It was so meaty. It was so nice to watch. So I hope this video is gonna be similar. Less face cam, more pop information, clips, shit like that.
Okay, today I'm going to be covering MR.Beast's secret CEO.
There we go. That's what I wanted. That's what I want. He's doing the same kind of content now. Well, not really, but never mind what I said.
James Warren, and his involvement in SA and
I like having suspect. Suspect 1. Suspect 2.
SA cover-ups, like the one including his best friend, Lakoya Hill, who also happens to be MR.Beast's secret chief operating officer, or was. And then I want to touch on the man.
What is this? Why? Is this AI? That's an interesting photo. You never seen that pic? I haven't seen it before. I don't go around looking Jimmy Donaldson. I don't go looking at his boxer pictures.
Man himself, Jimmy Donaldson. MR.Beast has very publicly and transparently been engaging in a massive cover-up, deleting a lot of evidence, and I think a lot of this cover-up is going sort of completely under the radar. We're not even aware of what's being swept under the rug, and they're getting away with hiding and deleting evidence. After I called out James Warren by name in my last video, his Instagram and Facebook got taken down, and his LinkedIn got taken down.
Okay, so this guy has something to hide, it seems. Known for MR.Beast, producer for a very long time, it seems. It's always shady when people start, like, you know, locking the accounts, you know, everything going incognito, basically.
Quick profile on James Warren. He's Jimmy's cousin and secret CEO, and I say secret because, you know, they're not very open about that fact. Like, he doesn't post about it on social media. It wasn't ever attached to his LinkedIn. He's never featured or really referenced anywhere. I heard that he's very aggressive. I've heard him referred to as a psychopath who screams at people and hits his girlfriends.
Well, that's allegedly. You could say anything about that, so I'm not gonna take any, like, it's not gonna carry any weight. It's just that he's allegedly a horrible person, I guess. I mean, that seems to be the thing with the MR.Beast team, because there's so many weird people working there. It's very easy to just say something and people are gonna believe that, because we don't know about that. Could be not. I don't know. I actually don't even care about this James Warren guy as an individual too much. But this is interesting that that he's a CEO of the MR.Beast Corporation. I don't know if the US has it like an open available information or not, like who's the CEO and who has what kind of shares and stuff like that. The list of shareholders, I don't know. In Estonia you have this all like public information, but I don't know about the US companies. And I haven't looked into that either, so I don't know too much, but maybe we'll have any information regarding that, or I don't know, maybe Dogpack is just gonna show us a picture why he knows that he's the secret CEO.
There's allegedly domestic violence charges that were filed against him.
Okay, fair enough.
And I say allegedly because it turns out there's a lot of people in North Carolina named James Warren who assault their girlfriends, I guess. So I'm still having people look into these cases, specifically that surprise witness on YouTube. She's been super helpful in, like, behind the scenes, just submitting freedom of information requests and just helping me out a lot in general. She's super nice, super smart. She'll be posting a lot of updates on her channel.
Who is cousin Jimmy? This is interesting. The real MR.Beast. Jimmy Beast is fake. Is an illusion. There's nothing. James Warren is the Jimmy Beast.
As she has been about the MR.Beast situation.
Oh shit. No access to bank accounts. That's a nice clickbait. That's very funny. The thumbnail is dope. Who controls MR.Beast? So many zeros. Is it the 500 million fortune? It's not him. Damn, there's so much content to watch. I guess we could be here the whole night.
MR.Beast video caused a military operation.
James Warren, also allegedly an ex-drug addict. I've heard that he offered cocaine and hookers to editors to stay late.
Is he Bender for from Futurama? what the
and then the really big thing is that there was some incident between him and a female colleague.
I don't know, it's so shady. So shady.
That resulted in the female colleague leaving the company and receiving 3 years in severance pay. I'm still actively looking into this incident, so if you have information, let me know. But I've heard from...
I mean, imagine you get 3 years severance pay. That's a very, very high... that's a very large sum of money to just get by, you know, for letting go. So that's very shady. But well, that's just rumors. I don't know what to take of that. But you know, it's like Activision Blizzard. You know, that's a, I think, good parallel to bring here. They also had like minor stuff coming out and bigger stuff and then super big. And then you found out that Blizzard was like super creepy place. And I don't know if it still is, but I don't know. I don't know how can a company get so rotten inside? Holy shit.
Multiple credible sources that this is true and this did happen. Also, I should quickly clarify that a lot of this investigation is allegedly.
Money.
You know, that's sort of the nature of these instances.
Everything outside of court documents is allegedly all parties. Is allegedly all parties are assumed innocent until proven guilty. I mean, that's also a nice disclaimer to have to defend yourself. Too much money corrupts people. It's so awesome. Seems so.
But the reason I'm publishing this is that hopefully it brings more information to light. Like after, you know, the Jake Weddle interview got posted, which was all mostly testimony, people came out corroborating a story, and then ultimately Jimmy ended up apologizing and offering him $190,000.
I haven't seen this tweet. There was a very funny thing with the Jake Weller thing. Expectations of you mentioning me sending you this money publicly or taking down any videos. Oh, okay, so that means that he doesn't want him, like he doesn't force him to take down the video, and also he does not care if he's gonna mention that or not. Which is like it's very, very well written. This means that you don't have to say it to anyone that I paid you money, and you also don't have to take down the videos. Which is like it's a very like psychologically very win move, I would say. It's very like a very nice move and very smart move as well. Because I'm gonna finish reading this. And also this guy, Weddle kinda ruined his reputation in my eyes at least. He said he only took 50k instead of 190k and then had to pay lots of taxes, which made no sense. And he only took the 50k so he wouldn't break his credibility. But he took only 50k because that's, you know, to make up for some of the costs and so on, which is like so weird. You should either take the money, like all of it, or none at all if you wanna like keep your integrity or something like that. Also, he didn't even need to share this. Weddle right now like kind of ruined his reputation with that, or like his credibility, and boosted MR.Beast's one. This right there, that's a huge win to MR.Beast. Because it's like very nice thing to do. You own up for your mistake and then you kind of fix that. So on paper it looks super nice. I'm not gonna say if it's nice or not, but it looks super nice. And if other people see that, they're like, oh, okay, cool. That's like, all right, well, he did the thing, you know, he did pay. But only the bad thing is he only now reacted to this because, oh, okay, I didn't know that kind of stressed you out. Oh. If I had known, I would have done that. Okay, if that's something you wanted, all right. It's a very, very, very good PR move. It's very well done. So obviously, MR.Beast gets a point in here. Brilliant move, I will say. That's gonna convince many people that he's actually not a scummy dude. Even though it doesn't still clean him from all the other weird challenges and rigging the challenges and the lottery shit and like fake giveaways and all that kind of stuff. It still doesn't fix that, but this shit right here completely eliminates the Jake Weddle drama. Because like, basically, okay, you got paid, so be happy now and, you know, forget about this guy.
What's not allegedly is that James Warren is the former COO of acquisitions of a real estate investment firm called Greenstone Ventures LLC, which is one of the businesses listed in this indictment of his former business partner, Joshua Hutchins.
Well, this guy didn't look shady at all.
Who was sentenced to 10 years in prison for running a real estate Ponzi scheme.
Ponzi schemes are great up until they just go bust.
That didn't age well at all.
Before working at MR.Beast, James Warren was involved in a literal fraud. In fact, he's actually mentioned in the court transcripts of this case. This is the sentence hearing for Joshua Hutchins. Page 16, she testifies, "My trust was and has been severely violated. This is the equivalent of financial rape. Many of us entrusted Mr. Hutchins, who we've come to know to be fraudulent. Just $1.3+ million of worthless paper signed by him fraudulently misrepresented in the courts."
I mean, this is messed up, right? And those are the kind of people who are like, who Mr. Beast works with. It's so funny. It's just like the way he said it also is so messed up. Like the Ponzi schemes are great until they blow up. Like it's like he knew that okay, something had blown up already, like something they have done. And uh-oh, it was good enough when it was actually good enough. But now, when it went bust, then it's not so great. What a shady thing. What a scam. Holy shit. Like,
So Hutchins was convicted for soliciting investment monies by telling victims that their money would be put to work on a specific property. In fact, Hutchins did not put all the investor funds to work on the property on which the investor was solicited to invest, and instead regularly used investor funds on other properties or personal expenses. Now, what kind of personal expenses? Well, apparently he bought an AR-15 and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. His wife.
imagine you get investments and you're just gonna buy a machine gun. America. I mean, I don't know why, but it's like it's so messed up. Like there's so many cases of investors are like, why are you guys so dumb? Why do you spend? Well, I know why you do that, because you're dumb. But like you get money from the investors and you just start buying some like personal stuff. How can you be so dumb? Because when you do things as a corporation, everything needs to have a trace and paperwork.
He's accused of calling his wife a lying rat and sending menacing photos of himself in tactical gear in the woods to her friends and family.
That's pretty messed up.
Again, according to Sylvia's testimony, James Warren represented Mr. Hutchins as highly competent and capable. She continues on page 17. James Warren, the then realtor who recommended me to Hutchins, also encouraged us to work with Mr. Hutchins on trying to make it work, and we did until it became very evident as to his apparent intent of complete fraud. She continues, in spite of all that, I've lived very frugally and tried to make things work. I've made him know of all my history, and I told him I could not take the risk. He and James Warren, the then realtor, stated, oh, real estate.
Going into this, like, Dogpack has done some research, going into those, like, legal files and going into this very, very advanced stuff. I don't understand, like, all of it because it's, because of the localization, so I don't understand, like, what does all of this mean? It's going to fix your solution. That's a quote. That's going to fix your solution. That's a quote. Yeah, original quote. You can use it.
They presented it as a safe investment opportunity for her, and then James Warren's business partner defrauded her of $1.3 million. Now, can I claim definitively that James Warren was aware of the fraud that was taking place and willingly complicit in helping Mr. Hutchins defraud old ladies? No. But from what I've heard of James Warren's character, how he's hit ex-girlfriends, not let them leave the house, beat his dog, defrauded people in his own ways, creative juices.
Mr. Beast working with 2 million fund to invest in up-and-coming creators. I have never heard about that.
I think the COO of acquisitions would know and be sort of responsible for properties not being properly acquired through the court system.
Yeah, that would be nice, right? If you're the CEO of acquisition, you should indeed know how to do things properly. Shit, my English so bad today. Anyways, I've never heard about MR.Beast trying to help up and coming influencers or streamers or content creators either. That's new information to me. Where's my investment? I would like to know where's my investment. I think MR.Beast should invest in this channel. Even though I'm reacting to videos that are against him, I think he should still invest in this channel, right?
Now on to his alleged best friend, LaKoya Hill. They both went to UNC Chapel Hill together, and they both, after graduating, got into real estate. But by 2017, LaQuia Hill was running an adult entertainment event business in San Francisco called...
I don't like... what's going on with MR.Beast being surrounded with naked guys in just boxers?
Then in 2019, he was hired to MR.Beast as a producer.
I never liked Chris. I never liked him. He's so cringe. Oh, so that's unironically very, very funny. Where's Waldo here, and then that's like a distraction. So you will find Waldo first, and then ignore this dude.
Our party evolved into this place where you have the drag queens, the muscle daddies, the bears, the twinks, the like posh.
Holy shit. Shots are being fired. Holy cow. Like, damn, dude. Oh my god. This is like just going in with the punches.
Where you have the drag queen.
Yeah, okay, that's the new Chris, right?
The muscle daddies, the bears, the twins.
Bears? Chandler a bear? Not really, he's just a normal, like, regular dude. He's not a bear, he's just a normal dude.
Posh boy.
Now, I'm all for
Posh boy. Never heard about that. Never heard about that.
However, I question what qualified the sort of go-go dance drag daddy of San Francisco for a job producing YouTube content for children. But, it'd also be weird.
That's exactly funny. Why is a guy like this who's surrounded with those guys? Like, it's fine. But it's like, why is this guy like basically running a children's show in a way?
Weird if MR.Beast hired Johnny Sins as the janitor, I guess. It's not the real issue, though. The issue is that
that's true.
In late 2021, he was allegedly fired for sexually assaulting his assistant.
Oh my god. Again, damn, like everyone related with like MR.Beast and shit like that, like everyone is like basically like a assaulting fired. Damn, at least he got fired, so that's like good that they did see at least the MR.Beast the company did see the problem with this shit going on, so they did fire. But we also don't know the details about that. He was quietly moved, but that shouldn't be quiet. Like having those kinds of like disgusting people, silently fired. I think that's so messed up, because you should call out this kind of shit, and they should be like, thrown to prison. Prison. For example, that would be the first step, right? Not just like quietly moved somewhere else.
Now I put fired in quotation marks because he was actually quietly moved to the dubbing company.
Okay, so not even fired, right?
Which was Unilingo at the time. Here is proof that he used the LaQuia at unilingo.tv email, links back to him, links to these photos, one of which was the profile picture for his YouTube channel, which also after my first video, his YouTube channel mysteriously got deleted. And at some point, his Twitter also got deleted. I don't know if that's when he sexually assaulted his assistant. I don't know if that's after my first video got posted. Either way, Booty Call Wednesdays are canceled.
Yeah, that's the main takeaway from this shit. Booty Call Wednesdays are cancelled.
He was actually brought back to MR.Beast in 20...
You can't get keeping away with it. I don't know. I have fully forgotten how to speak today. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, smartest move. Yeah, let's just bring this guy back. There's no one else who can do it like he can. What is going on? Only to be brought back to MR.Beast in 2023 and promoted Chief Operating Officer, COO. Holy shit, like, what? How can this happen? How can this be? You just don't learn. What were they thinking? 100%, what were they thinking? How can you be so dumb? Also, like, can't you find better people? First, you're dumb, and the second thing is, like, don't you have any morals at all? Like, you know that this guy is a creep. And you're like, I mean, he does his job pretty good, so don't do that again, but welcome aboard. You're gonna be getting so much money, and you're the COO. I don't know.
But here's the first testimony, and I'll say this person is especially credible in my opinion. I asked them, did you see or hear of any sexual misconduct at the company? They say yes. LaQuia Hill, the current COO. In 2021, he had an assistant named victim's name. I heard LaQuia acted very inappropriately with victim, booking hotel rooms with only one bed.
What a creepy thing to do. What a disgusting person. Holy shit, this is so like gross and disgusting. And this guy should be in prison. I don't know, like how can they keep getting away with this? And it's so disgusting. And when people speak up, they get fired. And they just get some like severance pay, and they get rid of those people. And because there's usually lack of proof, they can't do anything about that either. It's crazy, and they just like that's why it's good that Talkback is just like picking this shit apart, so more people can freely come out and either like approve what he says or disapprove whatever. And the more people come out, the more people have power, and this shit is gonna gain more weight. And disgusting people like that are gonna be, you know, hopefully driven away from such platforms, because, well, usually those allegations and situations don't have enough weight to have them sent to prison or something like that, unfortunately, very, very sadly. But even if those disgusting creeps get cancelled, that's already, like, if their livelihood gets taken away, that's already a win. It's not a huge win, but still a win, right? But right now, like, those disgusting perverts are just, like, doing their own thing. They don't really care. They just, you know, keep doing that shit. They get hired back, and, you know, no one can do anything about that kind of shit. It's disgusting.
Walking around in his underwear, having victim come to his house and showing him his sex toy collection.
What the hell is this guy? Imagine this shit happened to you. What can you do? You can't do anything about that. That's the sad part. You really can't do anything about that. Even if you would go to police that your coworkers showed his collection to you, you can't really do anything. There's nothing you can do about it either. It's disgusting that just people have so many easy ways to get away with most disgusting wild shit ever. Yeah, that's like a power move or like mental torture kind of, or like just weakening your prey. This guy just like had this power plays with this victim.
Victim started complaining to higher ups and a report got written.
And no one cares about that.
LaQuia was put on paid leave for...
Imagine getting paid leave.
Then MR.Beast moved him to the dubbing company, and he was hired back in 2023.
If you know that you have a disgusting person in your team, doesn't matter what department, what level, they should be gone. That's how normal businesses run, or should run at least. If you have a disgusting person on the higher ups, they should, you know, be let go. Not like we're just gonna hide this pervert for like for a year or two until things cool down, no one cares, and then we're gonna move it back. Why keep disgusting people? There are like enough talented people. No one is ever irreplaceable at your workplace. No one, never. You know, you could replace MR.Beast, no one would care. They will, as long as they keep the content, right? No one is like irreplaceable. You can just like, if you have the brand, if you have the, you know, the secret sauce and shit like that, you can keep on going. And if you can't, well, tough luck. If your company can't maintain itself without creepy, wild, disgusting people, then it shouldn't operate at all. Easy as that.
And was promoted to COO, even though Jimmy, James, and Sue 100% know his history.
Which is the most messed up thing.
Also, I heard that when victim was let go, he was given $30,000 in severance.
30K is like, you know, it's good money, and, you know, it helps and shit like that. And give the person that was, yeah, you know, okay, you give the severance package, 30K, it's nothing to sniff at, you know, it's a good money. And then you let this creep go. Because it's like, otherwise you could argue that this person like, oh, but, you know, maybe they want to keep their job. Well, usually you don't. When you have such a bad experience somewhere, you just want to put this behind you. So getting some extra cash out of it is like good. You know, that's like one thing they did, right? So you get some compensation for having this shit happen to you. and then they should let this creep go. Not get paid vacations, just let that go, fired. And it will even be nice if there were proof and you can charge them as well. Getting money is fine, but it doesn't really help the damage the people did. That is 100% true. No amount of money is gonna help you with this emotional trauma. It's just that it helps, and as like the reason why I'm saying it helps a little bit is because when you have like a huge corporation, and you know, sometimes like, you know, maybe MR.Beast didn't know, like by then they knew that he's a creep, they hired him back and so on. So that's the first mistake they did. But you have a corporation, there's many employees, you hire someone, maybe you genuinely don't know they're a creep, so some bad stuff happens. So as a company, what you can do is you give extra money and like help with I don't know, mental support bills and all that stuff, and then you're like, oh shit, we can't really do anything else for you, to just give you money and, you know, pay for your mental, you know, consultations and stuff, and then you let go, you for real fire, you get rid of the scum of your company. I think that's what you can, like, it's still not gonna, you know, reverse the past, but it's the, like, in my opinion, the best thing you can do as a company. But what they did is hire the scum back.
The reason he had been asked to leave previously is that he had sexually harassed someone that still worked at the company when he was brought back. Yes.
Yeah, so this is like confirming that, two people confirming that that's a creep. Still worked at it doesn't matter if it's still working or previously worked or whatever, you know, a creep is a creep.
But they brought him back knowing he had sexually harassed an employee previously.
How can you do that?
And people often talk about LaKoya making them very uncomfortable on shoots.
I mean, it's a creep. It's a creepy guy. That's what he does best. He's a creepy guy and he makes people very uncomfortable around them.
Have you heard of anything about LaKoya Hill? There's one, the old gay guy who likes to bang 18-year-old straight employees. Yeah, I've heard of him.
That's a nice start of this conversation, right? I mean, how can, like, the people, like, everyone knows that that guy is a creep. How do you expect other employees to work normally, all comfortable, if they know that the person working next to them is a creep?
And you're aware of the case that has been covered up for some time. Explain. Essayed multiple people, apparently roofied multiple people as well.
Why? Why do you keep those kind of people? That is the question I can't get an answer to. That's very bad. That's messed up.
Okay, few things. LaKoya sexually assaulted his assistant who was straight and LaKoya was gay. You probably already know that. But James is best friends with him, so holy shit, was that surprising that they kept him around way longer than they should have.
Imagine your best friend is a creep.
There were reports of him making the assistant sleep in the same room / bed with him on trips, touching him inappropriately, and dangling his job in front of him.
Yeah, that's like some insane power play. Like, you can't say anything, you can't do anything, because if you do, you're just gonna, you know, lose your job. And that's how they, like, keep those people on the leash as well. Like, they can't do anything because many people don't have savings, they need the job, so on, so on, so on.
Now, recently, MR.Beast has let LaKoya Hill go. They had this sort of leaked email where they...
Is this leaked email or is it actually leaked email?
Therefore, along with Jeff Hausenbold, our new president and COO, right? Alluding to the fact that LaKoya Hill is no longer working there.
So that's also like a silent way to let someone go.
I've also just told people who work at MR.Beast that they have to let LaKoya Hill go. So they did what I wanted and let him go, right? Well, just on a whim, I decided to look into the Creator Global LinkedIn, and it had gone private to where everyone just shows up as a LinkedIn member, right? But I saw this, L, LinkedIn member, president at Creator Global. I thought, you know what, that's a little suspicious. So I reached out to one of my connections close to MR.Beast and I said, hey, can you look into this account for me? Because sometimes if you have connections, you can see private LinkedIn accounts. And this is what they saw. LaKoya Hill listed as the current president at Creator Global.
He's not doing very bad for himself, right? Imagine you're like that disgusting as a person and Mr. like Jimmy Boy is just like giving you all thumbs up, keeping you safe.
No work history between graduating UNC in May 2001 and becoming the president at Creator Global in 2024. I also have a voice memo from James Warren showing that they told Unilingo to process a $28,000 bonus for LaKoya.
Hey buddy, it's James. Sorry to be bothering you. I've done my absolute best not to bother you. But LaKoya had presented a bunch of stuff to me and Jimmy a little bit ago. All really great stuff. But he had asked me and Jimmy personally, he's like, hey, you know, can I have a $28,000 bonus for work I did in the past?
That's a very weird way to approach the situation. Like, imagine you go to your job and you're like, can I get some money? Like, I don't know, 30K because I did a good job.
Past. And I'm like, yeah, of course, man. And the reason for that is I had brought him up to my level and I don't take bonuses. So for like 2 years, he didn't get any bonuses when our guys were getting like crazy percentage bonuses. I need a favor. Sue cannot process this bonus through Beast. I need a solid. Can you please process a 28K bonus for LaKoya?
So you have like some disgusting people working for you, begging for bonuses, and you just do some company switcheroo. You switch this gross individual to a different company, and then you can pay up some other ways to list your, like, how you pay. The bonuses don't need to be bonuses, but it can be something else, like support or whatever. I don't know exact terms, but like there's many ways you can like give us some one-time payment. So you switch them around. I don't know why they can't do that in MR.Beast. Why are you best friends with the disgusting, horrible person?
Okay, now let's move on to the man himself, Jimmy Donaldson. First, I'll show this testimony from another former MR.Beast employee just to show sort of the work culture, especially from a female's perspective. She says, on my very first day, I was told to avoid being alone in a room with certain people in positions of power.
If this shit ever happens to any of you, if you go to a workplace and on your very first day, this shit is being told to you by anyone, you gotta leave. You can't go to work and do that kind of shit. No one needs to go to work and put up with that kind of stuff. No one, never. When this shit is being told to you that you need to avoid someone or you're gonna be like S8 basically, people in a position of power are gonna abuse you, then you gotta leave.
At least once a week, I was subjugated to inappropriate questions and conversations.
Then you go. And also, I feel like people should stand up to themselves more, because like I often see stuff like that or hear stuff like that, like, you know, there are like some creepy stuff going on in workplaces. You know, you read the news and this happens and that happens, and people are like asking inappropriate questions and start very weird topics or conversations. You should like be blunt and tell people to piss off when they do that. You have the right to tell people to piss off, and you can tell anyone you want that it's none of their business or you don't like that, and they can, you know, F off, essentially. People who are asking shitty questions expect to be answered, and if you say something negative about that, then they get offended. Like, what? Like, you should be offended that an idiot asks you some disgusting shit.
Once a male coworker asked me what I would do if Jimmy assaulted or harassed me.
Gives me conniptions.
Imagine you work in where you work, and a coworker asks you if what will you do if the CEO of the company is gonna essay you or harass you? What do you think you're gonna do? You're gonna report that shit. And to police preferably. What kind of like a brain dead person asks that kind of question from like another coworker? You like when people ask you so dumb shit, you should just tell them like, you should ask them like directly, like, are you retarded? Like literally, if you ask shit like that, there must be something wrong with you.
On another occasion, this same coworker said it wasn't fair that women could just decide a past sexual encounter wasn't consensual.
That's the kind of like disgusting mindset. Like how can you have such brain rot in the company?
Many of the men I worked with would make assault and pet jokes.
This is like, that's the same thing that happened in Activision Blizzard. You have like departments of young men making some disgusting jokes. Like, how can this be a joke? Like PDF jokes. Holy shit! What is going on? What is this shit? What are my eyes reading? What am I seeing? What am I hearing? The oddest part is like when you go work with, like, let's say MR.Beast, you are not doing like some very low end job. You're not like if you are working like some very very low end position, and maybe you have then some like 70 IQ people making some, you know, very very disgusting jokes or racist jokes or like anti-Semitism jokes and shit like that. Then it's like, okay, like I need to like grind up and get a better job because here only idiots work. Well, like just like very very low end job. What I wanted to say is like when you go to work like MR.Beast for MR.Beast, or let's say Activision, you're working with programmers or media people, marketing people, like people who you will assume that are not completely brain dead, you know, average IQ, you know, respectable jobs, you know, you will assume that those people have more between the ears, right?
On a daily basis. They would scream and hit walls when they got upset.
I think aggressive behavior in any job should be banned, and like screaming or yelling out some like swears and like being like, unless you're like a construction worker, you know, and the hammer falls on your boot, and then it's like okay, but like office jobs, like people are like very emotionally expressing their frustration. I think that's super cringe, annoying, and very unpleasant. Because I've had the situation as well where some co-workers are just gonna like in frustration are gonna say like, oh shit, you know, but not in that nice way, but go full crazy, you know. It's like, it's so cringe, it's so uncomfortable, especially when managers do that, and it's also a little bit scary, especially when you're like you know, the pawn, and you have a manager like yelling out, or like, you know, well, no one has in my history of working ever punched a hole in a wall, but if that shit happened, like that's very very negative environment and very uncomfortable place to work, and I wouldn't last in a disgusting environment like that.
The minute any woman leaves a room, they would talk about if/how they would fuck her.
What kind of people is he hiring? What's going on? Why no one is calling them out? Like no one does this shit. No one is like calling MR.Beast in the call and the workers, and no one is calling this shit out, and that's the main problem. I hope they start coming out even more and more publicly.
I've heard men comment on female contestants' bodies many times. Not everyone behaves this way, but no one openly speaks out against it in fear of losing their job.
You should never. If you will lose your job, then you know, good for you. You should speak out, like have like if you can't speak out right away, you should have savings, look for another job, then speak out. And if you lose your job, who cares? It's a shit job anyways.
If you complain about any of this, you'll be shamed for being too sensitive or just ignored. You can't.
That's never okay. If someone asks you a shitty question or like very disgusting question, and if you are offended and they say you're sensitive and shit like that, you should tell them to piss off.
Can't take anything to HR either because Jimmy's mom runs it.
Cringe and real. So MR.Beast, Jimmy Boy is gonna harass something or insult something. Well, I don't know if he's a harasser or not, but Jimmy is gonna insult someone, and then he's gonna say, "What you gonna do? You know, what you gonna do? My mom works there." It's like back in the day when at least here, I don't know. It's like my uncle works at Counter-Strike, you know, piss off, you can't do anything to me. My father works at Counter-Strike, he works at Half-Life. You can't hurt me. My mom is HR. On opposite, what you can do is you work for MR.Beast, and you then you insult MR.Beast for insulting you and say, what you gonna do? Go cry to your mommy? And he's gonna be like, yes, I will. She's the HR. Jimmy's mom runs it. Like, that's a true family business. Holy shit. He's going to cry to his mommy. Yeah. Oh my god. $500 million and your mom runs the HR shit. Get the fuck out.
It's pretty common for people to essentially get paid to leave and stay quiet if they make enough noise about something.
Pretty common for people to get paid to leave. You should take this shit and leave.
I only hung out with Jimmy a handful of times, but he definitely was a little more reserved around me because I wasn't a part of his inner circle or the boys club.
Cringe. That's the boys club. Imagine you in your company you have the boys club and you're not invited. No girls allowed.
I did hear Jimmy straight up say that the guy making a documentary on him right now has footage of him saying stuff that would absolutely get him canceled.
Well, about time.
It's just a well-known thing. The boys club is misogynistic and looks down on women in the company despite
It's like Blizzard had the frat boy culture as well, and some very disgusting images on the like their office walls and all this kind of like boy behavior.
by what they might say publicly. Behind closed doors, the women in the company know that the culture is a problem. I have heard multiple stories of Jimmy being directly informed of SA happening at the company and proactively working to keep it quiet. So Jess directly implicating Jimmy in the SA cover-ups. LaCoy.
Well, if you look back, the black dude, you know, he was the best friend with Jimmy, and he got away with everything, being a president of the company.
Ava told Jimmy about a time she was essayed by another talent member on a private jet, and talent members / employees making advances towards contestants was a regular occurrence.
So that's why you get. You sub, you get the golden ticket to be in MR.Beast challenge, only to be essayed by an employee. Sounds like a dream.
The reason all of this was able to happen for so long is because Jimmy is deeply misogynistic and only respects what he considers to be traditional women. He pushed those values into the company when he created it, and it resulted in several SA allegations we know about, and probably a lot more we don't know yet.
Jesus Christ, like, there's so much shit going on in Jimmy's company. It's so messed up, like, everything. Like, how can this be so rotten inside? Like, I just can't, I can't conceptualize how bad this shit is. The more we read, the worse it gets. It just, like, there's not a glimmer of hope. It's sick how even the YouTube dramas are like, they fall off very, very fast. Obviously, there's not enough new content or allegations or new people coming out and so on. And it's truly saddening that like the PR team he has is so strong that he just keeps posting videos, deletes comments, and ignores all this shit. And like, you know, if there wasn't new content coming out like this, like, he will probably get away with it very fast. But I hope he doesn't, because this is messed up. This is like beyond messed up.
Let's I'm gonna move Maddie Spadell away from all this. I just want to touch on this briefly. So Maddie Spadell, who's MR.Beast's very public ex-girlfriend of 2.5 years, posted this on her Instagram story.
Imagine you surprise your girlfriend with 100,000 roses and still break up. That's cringe.
She says she spent years being quiet, never acknowledging that time in her life. 19 to 21 are formative years, impacted how she saw herself and how she trusted men. Months of therapy. She says,
imagine a relationship is so bad that you need months of therapy after it. Like, how is that possible? How bad does it have to be that you need months of therapy? Really? Is there something else that we should know about Jimmy Boy? I guess when someone gifts you 100,000 roses, then it's about to be bad.
How he treats other women will ultimately be how he treats you.
There you go, everyone.
So how does Jimmy treat other women?
I don't really get along with women. I don't really get along with women.
That's a very weird thing to say. And also, why not? What's wrong with you? I would like to know what's wrong with this dude. How can you take this shit seriously?
Well, women are stupid because they're inferior to men.
How did this guy even get famous ever? How did this mug, this piece of scheisse get so successful if you are so rotten in from the start, from the go? Imagine you work for a person like that. Like, let's say you're a woman, you're female, you go work for MR.Beast. Why do you do that?
Women are stupid because they're inferior to men.
That's all you need to know about that guy.
She and a group of contestants who were menstruating during the event had asked the production staff about getting their underwear more quickly. She had been told that it was not a medical emergency.
You'll never actually respect a woman, but just act like you respect them.
Act like you respect them.
For us now, like, an idea of a date is just to like take an IQ test and then study and see if we can get a higher. Even
this guy is now starting to get sus. I bet MR.Beast got a higher score every time because he's in the single digits. You know, even like just the concept. Let's analyze this a little bit. Why? What is the reasoning behind this? Why do you do that? Okay. So you got yourself a girlfriend, and now your ideal date is to take an IQ test, and then you want to study and get it higher. But why? Why did you even take that person to be your partner? That's my first question. And second of all, if everything else is fine and dandy between you, why do you need to raise that person's IQ? What are you training for? What's the reasoning behind this? That's not how it works anyways. You can't really just like, okay, now we're gonna do some physics and math problems and now your IQ is gonna instantly raise. That's that's not how it works. IQ can change over time and it can raise a little bit when you make better connections in your brain and learn about stuff, and yeah, you know that you can raise your IQ a little bit. If someone will told me like, hey, let's go on a date, and I'm like, yeah, fuck yes, let's go, and they are like, all right, but the date is doing an IQ test, I will be like, okay, bye, you know, forever. That's so ridiculous. It's so funny. It's so stupid that I don't even know what to say. That's so idiotic that I have never heard anything this dumb in my life. And this actually explains everything. This one sentence right there explains the way Jimmy Boy thinks. He's obviously brain rotten in a very extreme level.
Very weird ways, in my opinion.
For us now, like an idea of a date is just to like take an IQ test and then study and see if we can get it higher.
This is the dumbest shit I have ever heard. And like, that's why this guy is surrounded by idiots, PDFs and essays. Like, that's why he's surrounded by those disgusting people, because he's rotten to the core. Look, like, this is public interview and you're so dumb.
It's all of our jobs to protect our friends, our moms, our wives, our sisters, our daughters, ourselves from people like that.
This guy is wild. Holy shit, it's bad.
I'll say this is also from that Rolling Stone article. They referenced the breakup. The reporter says, you know, Maddie Spidell, who's appeared in a handful of videos, those in MR.Beast's inner circle told me that Spidell had been a positive influence, forcing Donaldson to prioritize work-life balance more.
You have like a very supportive partner that just, you know, is a positive influence, you know, allowing you to prioritize work life, like everything, you know, well actually forcing you to prioritize work-life balance more, you know, not be in the office and sleeping in the office all the time, trying to get more views and shit like that. You have like a very nice person besides you, and you just publicly say that you think that the women are stupid and you don't get along with them. Well, no shit, you ain't gonna get along with someone, or if you just call them stupid and inferior and make them do IQ tests. Like, what?
Donaldson did not want to comment on the record about the breakup, citing Spidell's privacy, yet Chris Tyson, says Donaldson's singular focus on work was a major contributing factor. I think that's what he's going to be looking for next. Somebody who can match his obsession with business and money.
Yeah, business and money. So he wants someone who knows how to exploit kids and everyone else around them. Just more monetization ideas. Soon you're gonna have a battle pass for the new collectible toys as well. You're gonna find some. You have limited edition chocolate and rare ones. If your partner is working so much, then why have it at all?
So here's just one of his many posts about Maddie. A thread of every time MR.Beast's ex-girlfriend allegedly shaded him. Downplaying the clout-chasing claims against her. So let's see this extensive thread. One post of a TikTok where she says she was traumatized at 19. Why do you think that's about Jimmy, Keemstar? Allegedly complaining about MR.Beast fame.
So drama alert seems to be, you know, paid by MR.Beast. That's cringe.
Hundreds of TikToks, about 30 of them are about Taylor Swift, maybe 3 are about her ex-boyfriend of 2.5 years, which for a Swiftie, it's extremely low.
Oh shit! Shots fired. I mean, that's a good joke.
To post only 3 times about your ex-boyfriend, who's now incredibly famous. So if she was clout chasing, she's doing a horrible job at it.
Yeah, that's true. Like, she could post some hidden shit like all the time, and obviously she probably has thousands of messages, pictures, all this content she could milk so bad, but she's not. So that's, you know, good on her. But she could, you know.
Now, Drama Alert, on the other hand, has posted more times in the past month about Maddie Spidell than Maddie Spidell has ever posted about MR.Beast. So I just wanted to address that because I think MR.Beast knows Maddie has nukes against him and he's trying to discredit her.
Yeah. She has nukes, obviously. If you're like in a relationship with someone, you have like endless of text messages, and you could use them in any way, shape, or form you want, basically, you know, because nowadays you could just like take a text, like a text, even if it was a joke, and you just snip out the right parts and make someone look bad. Like, she could make so much fake drama and make so much clout, because I've seen YouTubers they see one tweet that's like 5 seconds, like what, 5 words, and they make like a 10 or 15-minute video about that. Like, I've been streaming this for like almost 2 hours now, and that's a 25-minute video, but like people make 5 words into like 15 minutes of content. That's like next level of milking this shit. And she could just take a random post, picture, story, event, memory every day, and she has nukes against MR.Beast, creating fake drama that will be shitty move. That's what I meant before. But like, she could also have some real stuff, some real nukes. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, but yeah, if she was a cloud chaser, there would be at least, like, you don't even need too much to just some content, have some clicks, anything will work.
So let's look at this leaked email. This is from MR.Beast. It says, yesterday Dawson saved 100 billion. Whoa, guys, whoa. Guys, I don't know how that got there. That was the wrong email. I don't know how that got there. Yeah, so I've actually heard from pretty credible people that this email was not leaked. So, you know, why lie about it? Devious or deceptive tendencies. Here he is quoted in that Rolling Stone article saying, "I'm great at lying."
What's wrong with that guy? Why do you say such things? Like, he's nuking himself by saying he likes to lie and he hates women, essentially. He just says like stuff like that, and no one up to this point has actually not paid too much attention to that.
And general counsel, along with other roles to add capacity and competencies to foster a better internal culture as we continue to grow.
I mean, anything will be better than what they have now, right?
Nasty executives shaped macho culture at SoftBank Vision Fund. And here's Bloomberg Business Week. SoftBank Vision Fund employees depict a culture of recklessness. It has also been described as an environment of sycophancy and harassment.
Good one, Jimmy. Your solution to the problem is to make it worse.
He's also gotten away with some questionable behavior. In a discussion about whether to invest in the stationary bike startup Peloton in 2017, according to 2 people who were in the meeting, Hausenbold opined that its exercise equipment appealed in part to men who masturbated to its workout videos.
Dude, I want to jerk off! Fuck! I want to jerk off! Look at this!
SoftBank denied the claims, but it's an oddly specific thing for 2 people to make up a story about masturbating to Peloton workout videos.
Nicely done, Jim. Nicely done. So you get this guy. Oh, that's gonna make things better, right? So that's the new COO. Nice. Even creepier dude. Well, I don't know if it's even creepier dude, but still a creepy dude. Oh, up next, my own stream. Excellent. That was weird. That was disgusting. Holy shit, that was bad. Such creeps working there. Holy shit. How can you have such disgusting people working there? Obviously he can, because he's disgusting himself, right? Thanks everyone, and take care.